What's up guys? So let's say you have a Lumix G7 or a camera similar to it and you want to know how to shoot in the rain, or it just started raining in the middle of your shoot. What do? Well, here's some tips on how you guys can get some fire content even though it's raining outside. Let's get with it and ignore all of the roosters and the birds in the background. Apparently I live next to a farm. Okay guys, so tip number one, let's be honest. This camera is not waterproof. The Lumix G7 was not built to be in excessive water or a really bad thunderstorm and shoot like a champ. So if that's what's going on where you are right now and you plan on shooting, then I would probably say maybe wait until it kind of dies down a little bit to more of like a drizzle, and then you can go outside, or maybe if it stops, you come out shortly after. But just be aware that you shouldn't definitely take this camera out if it just completely just raining really bad, like it's like a hurricane outside. Okay people, so step two, there's this thing called letting the lens acclimate. So letting the lens acclimate just means that more than likely the lens was like really cold in a air conditioned environment, which means that when you step outside into something more of like a humid environment, your lens is probably going to fog up. Now see, this is what the lens looks like as it's starting to acclimate. But let's get back to the point. Now this actually happened to me right before I started this vlog, and I decided to record anyway so you guys can get an idea. This isn't really a big thing to like worry about. Just know that all you have to do is wait for the lens on your camera to match the same temperature as it is outside, and the fog should go away on its own. If not, once the fog starts to slightly lift up, you should be able to wipe it and it shouldn't come back. Now one really good thing about shooting outside once it's rained or it's kind of like a gloomy weather condition is that you don't have to worry about any harsh light on your subject. As you can see, everywhere I turn right now is just like perfect lighting, and that's because the clouds create like a diffuse effect for the sun. So it's like I'm getting this white box type of light on me, and it's even and smooth everywhere. So that means you can have a shutter speed that is pretty close to the 180 degree rule. Now if you guys don't know what the 180 degree rule is, that just basically means that you always want your shutter speed at about twice the amount of whatever millimeter you're shooting with. So right now I have the camera on my 42 millimeter. That means I want my shutter speed to be about 1/80th. But you don't have to be super specific. It just means that you're gonna get the perfect like lens blur whenever your subject's moving. You shouldn't have to worry about anything looking too jagged or weird when someone's moving. And also with that said about the shutter speed being close to the 180 degree rule, your ISO needs to probably be as low as possible, because that's going to give you the clearest type of detail in your shots and no grain at all, which is perfect for a day like this. Real nice and crisp, get a nice shot, maybe put your camera on a gimbal like I have mine, and come away with some pretty good images. So keep your ISO at 100 or 200 or as low as you can get it, and don't touch it again. Now as tempting as it might be to get some really cool shots while the rain's coming down, make sure you stay away from what I call like excess water, which is if you see like water dripping from like rooftops and edges of buildings or cars and stuff like that. You can get a shot of it, but don't let the water splash too hard or start to drip continuously on your camera, because then you might get water damage. And like I said earlier at the beginning of the video, the Lumix G7 is not waterproof. It can kind of shoot in the rain a little bit, but I wouldn't really push it with having a lot of water just drip directly on the camera. Now here's a pretty cool tip that I love to do when it's raining outside, or if it just rained, is look for puddles. Puddles are really cool for getting like reflections of the background, catching something that's upside down that usually isn't upside down, or just giving you like that infinity look. Like it's like basically having a natural mirror outside. So why not catch reflections? Reflections are always really cool to look at in photography and video as well. So look out for puddles, get low to them, capture that reflection, add them to your video. Can't go wrong with it at all. And the last but not least tip is they do make waterproof bags for cameras. The Lumix G7, I'm gonna look it up, but I'm pretty sure there is a waterproof bag that you could probably buy specifically for this camera, where there should be like an opening where you could put the lens through, but the bag itself protects the camera from being wet. So if you guys really want to invest in making your camera waterproof on purpose, then you would probably want to buy a waterproof bag for the Lumix G7. If I could find one, I'll go ahead and put one in the description so you guys can check it out. I'm not an Amazon affiliate or anything like that, so don't worry about me getting any kickback. If you guys just want to buy it, just go buy it. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. I actually took some notes this time so I could stay on topic and didn't just go on and on. So if you like tutorials like this where I get straight to the point and give you guys the tips that you're looking for, then please like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Help me get out there and reach out to other Lumix G7 users so we can all become great photographers and videographers and go from there. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna go inside and edit this video, and I'll see you guys later.